go ahead and get into a couple of things. I'm going to try to push through. If you guys tune in, you guys know I am a mother of 2 and I have a new baby. And sometimes she doesn't like for me to be on the phone. She doesn't like it. My new baby don't like social media. She don't like technology. She not going for it. But I feel like today it's a good day. It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday and we're going to push through. So it's currently Friday, February 16th, 10:57 a.m. PST. Okay. I'm just cleansing the energy a little bit before I get started. Okay. Hi, everyone that's just coming in. How are you doing today? Someone said I missed the live last night. Child, you didn't miss anything. As soon as I hopped on, my baby went off. You didn't miss nothing. I was on live maybe like 3 minutes, 4 max, and she went off. So y'all didn't miss nothing last night. I tried, but I just go with divine timing. Clearly it wasn't meant. I had so many dreams last night that I feel like, you know what, I think I'm going to try to push through and share some dreams because there's a lot of things going on. If you guys notice, my presence really haven't been on social media. Well, kind of on YouTube a little bit. But when it comes to like my dreams, predictions, I really ain't been doing it just because I'm a new mother all over again. And when you're a new mom, you really don't have time. You really got to be careful with your energy because I pour a lot of myself into my children. So when it's time to get on the internet, I don't really have much energy to spare. I'm pretty sure you guys understand, especially the mothers out there. I do feel that once my baby's up and walking and more active, it will get easier for me. I really ain't tripping. I love teaching. I love doing what I do, but I've got to the place where I'm just at peace. I really ain't tripping anymore. But when you're working and you're doing something you love, it's really hard pulling back. Like at one point, I really felt as if I kind of was suffering because I love what I do and I love my children too. So I kind of was just being pulled in 2 separate directions at one time. But it's okay. We're going to slowly but surely get things together. It's all about timing, okay? But yeah, y'all, we finna go ahead. If y'all see like a face trying to catch me, my phone is sideways and the filter is trying to attach to me. So if you guys like see something popping in throughout, it's because when your phone sideways, you can't really tap into the filter. So you might see it trying to catch me throughout this reading. If you guys come in late and you want to watch this over, just know it will be posted over on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to store it on Instagram. So if you want to watch the replay, it's on my YouTube channel. All right. And just type my name in on YouTube, Markosha. It will be there. You guys are always welcome to replay it. So the first things first, we're going to go ahead and get into dream talk and what's going on the other side. So like I said once before, I've literally been keeping my dreams to myself, write them down. Sometimes I text them to myself. I used to put all my dreams on the internet, but I just slowly slowed down from that. But last night in the dream room, boy, I saw some shit. So I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. I got up, straightened up the house. I'm like, I'm going to get on there. I'm not going to do too much to myself because that's going to stall me. So I just hopped on, boom, threw some earrings, lip gloss. Let's get on this motherfucker, right? But in the dream world last night, I know that there's a couple of things about to transpire. And the first thing that is about to transpire, they're going to like try to raise the dead. Okay. So that's the first thing that I want to drop and put out there. I'm going to pull some cards on each dream just to get more energy on it and figure out why is this transpiring. But first things first, they're going to try to raise the dead. And I kept hearing that the dead will become spiritual. And the spiritual will raise their frequency and move up to a new dimension. So in the dream, I saw that there was the dead was rising, right? Someone said they added a new date to this month. I haven't heard about that, but if so, that's pretty interesting. But they are about to try to raise the dead, and the dead will actually become very spiritual people. So when I saw it transpiring in the spirit realm, it's like the dead is they're activating some type of soul, but it's not of light. Whatever is about to go on, the dead, they're rising. And I don't know if this means like those that are asleep, if this is the actual dead is rising. I'm not sure exactly what. That's why I'm going to clarify. I feel like this means those that are, sleep, because they're practically dead, right? Those who just sit up and they don't tap into their spirit at all. I feel like they're rising. And those that are spiritual are moving up. So there's like some type of level up that's transpiring right now or about to transpire, because sometimes I know my dreams are like 2-3 months ahead of time. Okay, I'm going to clarify that on what's going on when it comes to the dead rising. And then we're going to move on to the next thing. So what I wrote down as soon as I rose up was that they're trying to raise the dead. The dead will become spiritual, and certain spiritual people will raise to a new dimension. Okay, when I was in this dream, they kept saying something about T.I., right? But they was calling him Tip. I don't know why. Maybe I should look into the meaning of Tip. But they kept saying, when this is transpiring, when they're raising the dead, people need to pay attention to Tip. So when I rose up and I'm back into the physical world, I'm laying there like, is something finna happen to T.I.? So that's another thing I want to drop. Just kind of pay attention, because I feel like this energy is going to show up through T.I. Now, people might say, why T.I.? You guys know that spirit, the Most High normally uses celebrities because they're on the world stage. And celebrities, everyone watches celebrities, right? So it's easy to use a celebrity instead of like a normal person walking on the street. It's okay, love. It's okay. Okay, so y'all need to pay attention to him. Like, I'm not saying just watch him heavy, but something's going to play out through Tip. Now, the only Tip I know was T.I., right? When I rose up, I'm like, Tip, who's Tip? T.I., that's the only person I could think of. If you guys know another Tip, then share it with us, right? But they're trying to raise the dead, okay? And the dead will become spiritual. Okay, let me get my baby situated and we're going to go into the... Oh, someone said Q-tip. What's going on? What's going on with you? Okay, now this, mommy didn't know this was here. You couldn't have that one. You can't have that.
That's in there. What are you talking about?
You can grab it. Okay. All right, so let me just kind of gather my energy. Okay, let me gather, let me breathe, because I always say motherhood and like teaching or motherhood and me tapping into my intuition is like on two different sides of the brain. So when my kids pull me this way, I go this way. And then when I'm like in my cards, tarot, all that, it feels like it's that way, right? The left and the right, different directions. So let me balance, let me breathe before I be on here like stuttering. And we all know I speak Ebonics, right? Before I be like, I speak Ebonics, and that's just who I am. But let me just breathe, y'all. I feel like Tip is the alter ego celebrities give themselves. The dark side. Wow. So maybe the Tip, that could be the darker side of people, is rising. That could be. We're going to dive into this energy here. Y'all see the death card just flashed itself, right? If y'all know this deck of cards, then y'all seen the death card here. And what did I say? The dead is rising. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dive deep into that. T.I. versus Tip. Yeah, two different sides of him. And if you guys can give some examples on the different aspects, like what does Tip do? Because T.I. believe is like the father. Is that like the father side of him? And then Tip is like, is that the street side or the rebellious side? The good versus the bad. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dive a little deeper. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Actually, give me one more second, you guys. I got to balance her out again before I get started. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see. Yeah, I cut the sound off, you guys. All right. He was tipped from childhood and then became T.I. The celebrity T.I. was used because Q-Tip was already out and he didn't want there to be any confusion. Okay. Exactly. AI and the spiritual. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, like I was saying, they are about to try to raise the dead. The dead will become spiritual, and certain spiritual people will raise to a new dimension. Pay attention to TI, in parentheses, tip. Okay, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and pull some cards just to clarify that energy. Okay, let's go ahead and see. All right. So first things first, it's like some level up or ranking up. If you guys see that there, you see that? The staircase there. It's giving me the energy of like some form of ranking up. You got the King of Wands energy here. This could be just him. This could be his energy is like about to level up. Maybe he's about to rise. Spirit, could we clarify this Hierophant energy? Could we clarify this Hierophant energy? Okay. Those that are bound, you see that energy of being bound, the Ten of Wands. It's a lot weighing down on her. She has a lot of baggage. So this could be pertaining to, let me cut this sound off. Oh shit, what I do with the remote? Okay, let's see. And then you see that there's a level up there as well. Someone's going up, leveling up or moving up, rising. There's the energy of rising. I don't know his zodiac sign. Let's go ahead and see. Are they talking about him? Like, is he going up? Is he a Libra? I think T.I. is a Libra. He's a Libra. You got the sun in reverse. That's that darker side of them. The dark is rising. You got the sun in reverse. What's the opposite of light? Darkness. The darkness is about to rise. Why? Clarify the King of Wands energy. Clarify, you got the Four of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles is like a stagnant energy. So those that are stagnant, those that are stuck, it's like giving me the energy. I don't know if they have a movie like this. If so, comment. But it's kind of like those that are trapped in hell is being released. That's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, maybe those that are at... It's like those that are trapped or those that are stuck or bound. The bound is being released. Spirit, can we clarify the sun in reverse? Someone said, is it trap music? And you know what I'm hearing is that vultures eat the dead, right? Kanye West might be connected to this because he's radiating this vulture energy. And the reason why they keep stopping his music, right? They keep like taking his music down. And I feel like it's because he's eating a lot of people up from the side that he's on. If you look at Kanye West right now, right, you kind of get like a darker energy, right? You kind of like, I think he just dropped a video. I think it was the Vultures video. And it kind of just seemed like dark and scary, like this death energy was connected to it, right? But it's really the opposite is what I haven't really tuned into it, but a lot of people say it's actually the opposite of death here. And I feel like the vultures are eating the death energy. He might be coming for like death culture or death music. But Spirit, then why are they rising? What's going on here? How and or why are they rising? What's going on with this death energy? Could we clarify this? Let me go back to my download. Okay, they're trying to raise the dead. Spirit, why are they trying to raise the dead here? We got challenging times. It looks like they've been at a standstill. Okay, they're fighting here. Then you got 5-5. 55 could be coming out here. 55. The fifth element. And if you see this here, you see how these children don't have any color to them, right? But then you have the light up there, like the death is rising. They're teaching people about death. Even that dog just gives me like a ghost dog. Like these look like ghosts. Honestly, there's no aura to them. There's no color to them. But they're looking up to this light energy here. Someone's like teaching the death or the dead. This is like the dead is rising or death is rising. Even that dog just looks like a ghost. Like this is a ghost dog here. Okay, but who's teaching them? What are they? Who's teaching them? Okay, look. And then you see this here. The same color as those children. That they're like crossing over. The dead is crossing over. There could be a portal opened up right now. You see, there's a portal surrounding that space here. Space and time. This could be some 5 again. What? 5 again. 3 5s came out, you guys. 5. All 3 5s coming out. 555 could be connected to this. Pay attention to 555 between now and May. Oh, okay. Wow. It's like the dead is crossing over, or someone's crossing over. Where are they crossing over to? Let's look into this. What's going on? Where are they crossing over to? Where are they going? Crossing over. If it fall on the floor, we don't take it. Where are they going? You got win or lose. Guess what? Fucking 5. What is going on? Okay, so it's not 555. It's 55. Okay, we got another 5 coming out, you guys. I don't know what's going on with these 5s, but we sure is finna get to the bottom of this. Birdman birthday was yesterday, and he just turned 55, right? Birds, vultures. Maybe he plays a part in this here. Okay, 55 signifies a period of transformation and personal growth. So something's most definitely transforming. Okay. It serves as a reminder that change is necessary for progress. So we're going through a major change, some type of transformation. Okay, and it also says 555 signifies that your loved one's spirit is still with you. So this has something to do with people's spirits. Spirits are crossing over. But I don't know why I feel like spirits are coming from the darker side over to this side here. I don't know. Bloods are 5. Okay, that's their number. Spirit, what's going on? Clarify this 55 energy. Can you clarify? You got the 4 wands here, and the 4 wands signify a foundation, the home, right? Where you stay, your location here. It's like spirits coming from like the hell realms over into this world, or is souls crossing over into those hell realms? Okay, helpless and hopeless. So you see that? It's like there are souls right now that's trying to come from the underworld. You got helpless and hopeless. Of course, this is not those that are living. These are the souls that are trapped. They're looking at the sun. Okay, these children. And then you got the sun, that the sun did come out. And then they might be children. Okay, maybe these are children of the sun, because there is some people that are children of the sun that's trapped in the hell realms, and they're looking at the sun and the light like they want to cross over. They want to leave. Those trapped souls want to leave. And I feel that there's about to be a lot of souls. You got the third eye in reverse. Those that are not tapped into the third eye. This is asleep. This is not just those trapped in the hell rooms. This is all sun children that are in the opposite energy that they're supposed to be in, because they're coming out with no intuition. Their intuition is blocked. Their intuition is asleep. Their eye is closed. They're not tapped into their spirit. They're not tapped into source here, right? They're going through a lot of challenging times. You guys are about to see, because I said the dead is rising. And those that are spiritual are moving up to a new dimension here. So I feel like those that have just been, radiating this spiritual energy, just very balanced, right? They're actually moving up past spirituality. So a lot of people might wonder, like, what's past spirituality? If we're leveling up, then what's past this here? It's a lot of people that's ranking up, moving past this, opening up spaces for these souls that are trapped, not just trapped in the hell realms, but even trapped in this energy on this earth in their lower self here. They're rising. They're starting to feel helpless. They're starting to feel hopeless here. Okay, what does tip energy have to do with this? Okay, maybe we're at like the tip of something. Oh, something's tipping over? Because we're at that tip. A tip is like a point, right? We're at the tip. What does this tip energy have to do with it? What does this tip energy have to do with it? Okay, we got authority coming out. You got this man here. So maybe we're going to see the energy show up through, I said it might show up through tip. I don't know. He might play a part because you guys know them celebrities. They are on the big stage. He might be the one whose energy, oh, someone said the scale could be tipping over. He might be the one who showcased this energy. Okay, Spirit, clarify again. What does Tip's energy have to do with this? You got manifest. Like I said, the energy is going to manifest through him. So I don't know. And then you got 1 and then authority 4. 1 + 4 is 5. The energy is going to showcase through him. Maybe you guys are about to see him change, go through some type of change here. Someone said Tip is a Libra. Libra tied to the scales. The scales are tipping over here. Okay, Spirit, let's get a little more on this here. Okay, then I'm gonna move on to the next thing I saw in the dream world, because I was at a table with people and I was in a dimension. I remember trying to get out of that dimension. Oh, you did it. I was trying to get out of that dimension, and I remember I was trying to go to sleep while I was on that side, but I could not leave that dimension because there was a message there for me. I went to the table and there was a whole bunch of men there. And I also remember seeing like people, sorry, baby. I remember seeing people in the spiritual community like celebrating, really excited. I don't know why, but I saw like the spiritual community was really excited. And then I saw the dead rising. What's going on, Spirit? Anything else we need to know from this? You got master. A lot of people are about to master themselves. Mastery of the heart. A lot of people. 15. We got all these 5s. This energy 5 is very, very significant right now. Spirit, why is 5 so significant? Because 15, right? That's that teen, that 5-teen. Okay. We have, it is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. And let me tell you, this is so interesting because remember how I told you guys I was at a table with people and we were talking about how a shift is coming. The dead is going to rise and those that are spiritual are moving up to higher levels past spirituality. So you guys are probably going to start seeing the spiritual people not even labeling themselves as spiritual. They're just completely balanced, because one thing you see is people leave the matrix, right? And then they jump into spirituality and then they label themselves spiritual. They're just balanced. They're not, I'm nothing. I'm just me. At this point, you're going to see people move on to like just completely balanced. Don't tie me to spirituality. Don't tie me to the matrix. I am just me. So I think spiritual people, a lot of people are moving out of that title of spirituality, out of trying to prove how spiritual they are. They're just literally moving on to like, and when you're in nothingness, you're just completely balanced. There's nothing to tip the scales. So a lot of people that are in that quote unquote spiritual space, they're moving out of that and they're just them. I'm just me. Because at one point they felt like they had to allow people to know, oh, I'm spiritual. Oh, I'm vegan. Oh, I'm alkaline. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And they wanted people to know this. They're done with wanting to prove how spiritual they are. They're just completely balanced. And they're making room for those whose souls are dead, the dead that are on the other side. You're going to see a lot of people kind of taking up those spaces. So we're probably about to see the rise of a new community is what I'm getting here. You guys are going to see like the whole conscious community. There's something that's about to kick that out the way. I don't know what yet. I haven't seen it. If you guys already see it rising, some of you guys might. But what I'm seeing is the whole spiritual community, all that is falling off. That is tipping off the scale. And what we are about to see is a whole new community, group of people, group of energy is rising up. And it's really those that are completely dead, because we've been seeing these spiritual people take up this space for a really long time. Clearly, you don't need this space anymore because you've already mastered yourself. So it's time for you guys to move out the way. You guys have graduated. It's time to move on. So one thing you guys are about to see is a whole new, like a birth of something new, right? Someone said the new age. I mean, to wrap it all up, that's what it sounds like here. And I just feel like a lot of people might be afraid of losing their spot. You're going to see people, especially the spiritual, because they said they're rising up. So if we rising up, I'm not going to try to hold on to my spot. I'm going to let this motherfucker go because clearly I'm rising somewhere higher, right? But you're going to see a lot of people still fighting to claim this spot that they need to let go of. And then you're going to start seeing people stuck because you're supposed to be staying in line, moving forward, but you don't want to give your placement up. So you guys are going to see people battling and fighting, because in the dream, there was two men that was at my table. Let me just break it down a little more. At the table, everyone was looking at a cell phone, and we saw the dead rising, and we were all talking. It was mostly men at the table. I got up, I went to this ice cream place, and I took everyone's order at the table. And I don't know why, but red velvet ice cream. I've never had that, but that was what everyone was ordering. I went to the ice cream place, and I remember letting them know, you don't have to worry about it. I'm paying for it. I didn't take no money. I went over to the ice cream place. I gave the lady all of the orders, and she was like, no one's helping you, carry this to the table. So she went outside. She was like, you guys need to help her carry this stuff. She just bought it to you guys, and you're not going to help her take carry your orders back to the table. So she was like, don't carry all that. She made the guys come in and pick the stuff up, the ice cream, the orders. They picked it up and they took it to the table. And she was like, just for you being so kind, you could have some free stuff. Pick whatever you want. So she just allowed me to pick things. But the things I picked out, I gave that as well to the people at the table. So I kind of wasn't like keeping anything for myself. I don't know why, but I wasn't keeping anything for myself. So the free stuff I even gave to the people at the table. When I was walking out the ice cream parlor, that word is significant. I'm being pulled to say that, a parlor. But as I was walking out the parlor, I looked up. Two of the guys at the table ran up a hill. They were like running up, and they were fighting like this big, huge, giant looking. It was like a black man, but he was like very buff, and he kind of looked like a giant black gladiator. And they were like battling him up on the hill. And I just kind of I looked for a little bit, and I turned back at the table. And then they were saying, you guys really need to pay attention to Tip. You guys really need to pay attention to Tip. I'm not sure why, but they were like, something's going to happen. Just pay attention. I rose up out the dream state, and I'm just laying there like, okay, I feel like today's the day that I need to share this information. Okay. Someone said Dunkin' Donuts got a red velvet donut. So good. I've never had it. Okay, so I just wanted to share that here. And the reason why I shared that, it says it is safe for you to receive. This card made me want to go a little deeper into that dream here. And it says, the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. And I was like sharing a lot. And then when I rose up, I felt like I need to share this message, right? But my partner cut the TV off. I'm getting a lot of downloads. My baby sleeps, so I'm really in my energy right now. When my partner cut the TV off, I believe Doggy Land was playing Sharon is Karen. Sharon is Karen is easy as 1, 2, 3. I don't know if y'all heard that in the background, but that was playing. It's something about Sharon, right? Is a Sharon connected to Tip? I don't know. Does Tip know a Sharon? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, Spirit. So what's going on? What's going on? Let's see. So what else do we need to know about the dead rising? Okay, and I'm being pulled to say, remember how I said we're going to see a lot of spiritual people not wanting to give up their space, right? A lot of people don't want to give up their space, but you're not sharing. You got to be careful when it comes to sharing here. You got to share that space because the dead needs to rise here. Look, they're looking to release that death energy, that death culture. It's shedding. People, they're shedding, but they need a splace. What is a splace? How did I mix up splace? Okay. Oh, spot in place. Why do I do that? I don't know why and how I do that, but I mix shit up all the time. We got a place, a spot. There's a spot in a place. You have to release your spot because these people that are releasing need a spot in a place to go. That's funny. Someone said you got your own language. Look, okay. That's funny. Because I tell you guys, I speak Ebonics and I'm just comfortable there, right? And I guess that's how I do. You got spiritual strength. These people need a what? A spot in a place. And these people that have been practicing spirituality, these people who's been radiating this energy for a long time, you need to step out the way and allow the dead to rise, to take up that space there. Like I said, y'all finna see a whole new community. A whole new community is taking over here. And what people, is familiar with when it comes to where they get their information, their lectures, all these places need to move aside. Because the dead needs to rise. And then you got strengthening bonds here. They need to connect to themselves. Okay, and I just feel like those who are just now waking up don't truly feel comfortable around those who are 100% spiritual and those that's been doing it for 20 and 30 years, because I noticed that those who are like in the honor classes make those that are just now starting feel bad. And just speaking from my journey, those that are like honor teachers or honor students literally make those that are just beginning feel less than, causing them to not even want to involve themselves. I've been put in places where because someone feel like, oh, I've been teaching longer than you, I'm smarter than you, I'm wiser than you, causing you to feel less than, and you just like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna do it, I'm gonna go back to my old self. So I feel like those teachers, those students, whoever that is, whoever's radiating that energy really needs to be careful, because we are at a time where you can't make the less fortunate feel bad, because they need a place. And like I said, I've been around just through social media. I never really interact with people in the personal. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I felt less than. Teachers have purposely stepped on me because they feel like, oh, my gift might be more powerful than theirs, but they've been in the game for longer than me, so I'm still less than, causing me to say, y'all notice I don't fuck with no community. Like, I'm not connected to no community, and I'm just speaking from my story, and I'm not the only one that holds a story like this. You have to be careful, because we are at a time and place where the dead needs to rise. And I'm not speaking about the actual dead. I'm speaking about those that are in their lower selves, because you guys keep them suppressed. You step on them because you don't want the fear of a student taking the teacher's place. And sometimes there's students out there that do hold more energy and more information than the teacher, but then the teacher has fear of losing its place. You guys need to hold a spot in place for these children. There's no more of this. There is no more. The dead is trying to release. They're trying to rise. These are sun children that is trying to take this coat off. The coat of what? Death culture. And they need a place. Okay, you got rest and reconsider here. Clarify, because I'm feeling like, and look how it fell, right? Look how this fell. You got the 9 and you got the 6 here. If you flip it, you can have the 6-9 energy, right? That 9 and that 6 energy there. You see that? Flip it, 6-9. I don't know if that's significant, but I'm being pulled to show you guys that. So that might have a message for somebody here, but it's like two sides to the mirror. I'm being told that if you feel like you're in the honor classes, like you've been doing this for a long time, as above, so below, thank you, my love. If you are one of those souls that feel like I've been in spirituality long enough, I don't have to attach. I'm just going to move over into the nothingness so I can truly tap into my full potential here. You guys might be in this energy where you're resting. Someone says 6-9 is also 15. That's interesting. What was the 15? Oh, master. Okay, the master energy going back 6 + 9. Okay, going back there. If you see that there, if you are in the honor classes, a master student, a master teacher, it's time to move on to that nothingness. Stop trying to prove it. Stop forcing, stop chasing, just surrender, move on to that nothingness if you are one of the mastered ones, even the teachers, because there's teachers out there that feel like they can't give their space up. They're going to be teaching and taking up this space for the rest of their life instead of, kicking their feet up, sitting back and allowing a student to teach for the day, right? They don't really do that. You never really see that. Yes, baby. Tell me why you're sad.
I already told you.
Okay, that's what they say. Hold on, y'all, because my kid just pulled on me and it shifts me. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that, but as a mother, I always tell you guys it's two different sides of the brain. So give me a second. Okay. So using me as an example, right? I feel like when it comes, like I got on here today and I have the opportunity, time and space to share this information, but y'all notice this is not an everyday thing for me anymore. And I've already got the download that I'm not going to be fully back into teaching until I hit my 30s, 30 and after. That's just the number the ancestors gave me. It's time to sit still, move into this nothingness, relax. If y'all know me, I used to be dropping predictions faithfully, like on some real shit. I used to love it too. Drop my prediction, put my feet up, wait for it to come back in, right? All the time. I used to drop predictions, dream talk every day, live 2 times a day, every day, just back to back to back. But I'm at that place where I have to literally go into this nothingness until I am 30 plus. It's time to rest. It's time to rest. For those of you that have already mastered the heart, you've already mastered yourself, it's time to move on to that nothingness. Someone said, I remember you said you got addicted to it. Yes, I was addicted to dropping predictions. I was addicted to sharing my dreams. I was addicted to going live. And like, I loved it. That was my shit. But I'm noticing that it's time to sit still until you hit that 30 energy. It's just time to relax. It's time to move on to that nothingness here. Okay, let's keep going here. You got take the lead. Take the lead. Who's taking the lead here? You got shine. There's people out there. It's just time to shine here. Okay, and what is your definition of shining, right? It's time for you to shine. Spirit is saying, ask yourself, what is your definition of shining here? Because at one point, I'm sharing me once again. I'm like, if I stop doing this, what if someone else steps into my place and then boom, someone else is like, going live and predicting all the time. And then what happened? Because Spirit showed it right in front of my face. I gave you guys the heads up when prediction was going to become a trend. I felt it. Spirit had already told me it's time to move on to the next phase. And I didn't want to let go of my prediction energy. What happened? Everybody predicts now. Tarot was the first thing. Like everyone was a tarot reader. And then boom. Predicting. Everybody predict. You see people like predictions. Prediction this, prediction that. It became a trend, and Spirit had already gave me the download before it happened, but I didn't want to let my spot go at all. Like I'm a predictor. This is what I do. I got to keep predicting. I have to keep doing boom, boom, boom. And I didn't want to let it go. And then it happened in my face. Like everybody took over that energy. And now everyone's doing predictions, forecasts, predictions, everybody, right? And I was so afraid, but I am now at a place where I had to let that go, the old go, so I could get a hold of the new. And one thing that I want to let you guys know is that majority of my downloads, and I'm still getting comfortable to the new gift that unlocked within me. My downloads are in the daytime now. My downloads really aren't in the dream space anymore. Like, I hear shit. Like, I literally get downloads. I be hearing stuff. And I'm still getting comfortable with it because I'll hear something and I don't really post it and I'll just let it go. And then like 2 hours later, I'll be like, what the fuck? I just got that download and I didn't share it. So you have to let go of what you're comfortable with to move on to what's new for you, what's coming. And I was so afraid of letting go of my prediction because my predictions was connected to my dreams and I didn't want to let it go. Now everyone's predicting, but now that I officially, moved over to this nothingness, because I really don't get on social media like that. I'm kind of just living in the nothingness of my life, right? Like just balanced in life. And now a new gift for me is unlocking. I'm hearing shit, like actually hearing. And I say all this to say, if you keep trying to hold on to this spot because you have fear that someone else is going to take it, it's going to happen regardless. Whether you give up or not, it's going to happen regardless. But what's going to happen is you're going to miss the opportunity of the newness that's trying to come towards you. And you're going to be stuck in this old spot. And there's still going to be other people that moves past you in this spot because this spot is done. You're done. It's not going to give you any more life. You're done with this spot. Someone else needs that. And if you keep trying to hold on to a spot that now doesn't belong to you, because your new space is up there, but you are trying to stay here when those that are down here is moving into this spot. You have nothing. There's nothing there for you. You're going to be stuck because this is now his spot and you're staying in his space here when you're supposed to be up here. So I say all this to say, don't be that person that is afraid. You're afraid because not only is the dead rising, but so are you. So are you. And if you know that you're a master here, you need to hold this space for them that are just now rising. You see this dark, this energy here, he's releasing this death energy. He's releasing this. And he's now taking on what? A green robe, the heart space here. You've already mastered your heart space, right? And even those that are dead, you see that color? You see what he's wearing? That's him there. He's trying to release this death energy and master, but you are the master, right? You need to hold the space for them. You need to hold this space. If you get stuck in a space that no longer belongs to you, what's going to happen to you? You need to move up into your truth, because one thing I noticed, right? Let me just say this, and I might sound like a hypocrite. I don't know. I might, right? But you got a lot of spiritual people that's been doing this for 20 years, right? But then they're still not in a spiritual union. And I feel like a lot of people who've been doing the spirituality for 2 years ain't long enough. I'm going to say 5+. All the 5 energy, 5+. If you've been tapped into spirituality 5 years or more, you're supposed to be in a spiritual union, right? But because a lot of people just like staring at these phones and trying to prove to everybody, I'm spiritual, I'm a spiritual teacher, spiritual this, spiritual that, they're not really tapping into their personal journey. And they're not really taking on what belongs to them. And it's crazy because you don't really see too many spiritual unions. I'm going to just be honest. Like, you've been teaching for hella long and you don't have nothing to show for it. I mean, you probably have like a platform on the internet, but if people look into your real life, where's your spiritual, like your family? Where's your partner? Like, why is your spirituality only on the internet? Why? So I feel like a lot of people haven't been using their spirituality correctly because their spirituality is tied to the internet. That's it. You guys are only spiritual through the internet. You built a huge platform for you. You have an audience watching you. You have fans. You have all this. But when you close that laptop, when you get off on the phone and you're back in the real world, where is the spirituality showing around you? Where is it? You have money? Okay. The internet fame or the internet spirituality brought you money. Okay. But where is the spiritual love, the spiritual connections, not just romance? So you got to be very, very careful here because there's a lot of people who's not using spirituality properly. Because you're a spiritual teacher on the internet, fucking a karmic partner every day. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. So Spirit is saying for those who've been in it 5 years plus, it's time to move over to this nothingness and allow the spirituality you've been playing in for all this time to truly take over and reflect the real world. And I see how Spirit worked on me. Like, I'm using me. A lot of you guys have been following me and you guys see me, right? You see it. I didn't want to let go of my space. I didn't want to let go of predictions. And now every teacher that you watch is a predictor now. Let's keep the shit real. Predictions, when they weren't doing that at first, they were teaching book teachers, a lot of book teachers, right? Now they're predictors. A lot of people are predictors now. And it's not just them. You got Chime Bank, they predict shit now. You got the Shade Room predictions, they predict shit now. Like, you even see predictions taking over the spirit, the matrix side of the world, right? And I didn't want to let go of my spot, but Spirit forced me. Now and I'm like in the real world with it. I'm really not on here anymore. Like, I'm in the real world now, and it took me a long time to accept it. Like, I was sad at one point, I was mad at one point, I was frustrated, and I didn't, I just became a new mom again, and I want to work, but I can't because the real world got a hold on me. And now, where I am with it, I'm very balanced, and I feel like the spirituality on the internet started to affect my real world, because you get on these internets and you listen to all these people and you start to want to run from your physical world. Let's be honest. The internet life makes you want to run, because it's easy to get on and listen to a lecture. And then when the lecture is over and you focus on the real world, you feel like, okay, my mom's the devil, or my mom's trying to get me. My sister's trying to get me. The person I'm with might not be my partner because they don't got no white cloth tied to their head and they don't got hella crystals. So now you're thinking you need to leave your partner that you with because the internet told you to leave your partner. And then you feel like your friends ain't your right friends, and you feel like this and that, and you cut everybody off, and now you're alone and you stuck in this spiritual world on the internet, and you feel when it's not real, right? That happened to me until Spirit, into the ancestors, into the Most High pulled me back from the internet, and I started to see that spirituality is not about the white cloth that's tied to your head. Spirituality is not about the crystals that's wrapped around your neck and on your wrist. And then I started to feel like at one point I was running from my partner. Like, a lot of you guys had the opportunity to witness that. I was running from my partner, and I felt like there's no way my partner is my spiritual partner. He doesn't have crystals. He's not into what I'm into. I need to get on here and get me somebody who's spiritual. And then I was destroying my physical world because of the internet shit. But once I pulled back and I started to see the spiritual connection, it's not about what we're wearing. It's actually a real connection. Like, me and my partner literally finish each other's sentences. Like, I know where he is when he's not around me. Like, I could feel it. Like, we are truly connected to one another here. Like, and it's not just finishing each other sentences. It's a divine connection that's there. And at one point, the internet just had me kind of like running from my person, even though we were together for a long time. It'll be 11 years. And the internet had me running from my family because I felt like they're not spiritual. I was running from my partner because I felt like he's not spiritual. And I was running from my friends, and I wanted to move so bad. And I just wanted this and I wanted that because the internet told me. But then I just finally balanced, pulled back, and the spiritual connections are there. But a lot of us don't see it because we feel like they're supposed to be constantly having their feet in the grass, and they're supposed to be having on, obsidian and tiger's eye and amethyst and this and that, and they're supposed to look a certain way and act a certain way, when that's not what's going on. We're supposed to actually be, there's a spiritual connection on a soul level. And I just got so lost in it, you guys. And you just got to be very, very careful. So you really need to figure out what is your definition of a spiritual connection, because it's not about what you're wearing. It's not about the cloth that you have on. It's not about the group and the people you surround yourself with on the internet. You got to be very, very careful. And you just need to ask yourself, like, there's a lot of people that's in the spiritual community on the internet, but they're not balanced in the real world. They're destroying their life in the real world. You got to be very, very careful. Okay. And I feel like I'm kind of getting lost up in all of this, but I feel like I had to say that. So just be very careful, you guys, because I was one of those people that destroyed my real world for spirituality on the internet. You got to be careful. And I feel like my new baby saved me because she hates the internet. Y'all see it. She don't like it. And I feel like she brought me back to reality. And I got the opportunity to really see the spiritual connections from the people that are around me. So just be very careful, you guys. Be very, very careful. All right. Some of you guys are being pulled into a place where you're bored. You might feel discontent. You might feel, just because you have nothing going on, because spirit is sitting you into that nothingness. And sometimes nothingness can get boring because your balance is quiet. Some of you guys might find your house more quiet than normal, right? It's a reason why spirit put you in this energy. Okay, you're moving, you're ready, you're getting ready to move on into the next phase of your journey. Don't be careful. Don't try to hold on to the old chapter. You got to be very, very careful. And I feel like this might even be a spinoff from my pick a card reading I just put up on YouTube. I think it was pile number 3. You got to be very, very careful here. But let's keep going, Spirit. Anything else we need to know? Then I want to move on to the second part of this dream talk here. Anything else we need to know here? Okay, the death card. The death is rising, and then others are going through a rebirth. And what did I say before we got into it? Remember when I started, I split the deck. I said, did y'all see the death card show itself here? The death card. It's not just the dead rising, but it's those that are masters. You're rising too. You need to give that space to someone else in order for you to take on the new chapter. It's time to give that space up. Okay. And then you got 5, emotional loss. You got 5 coming out again. Okay, you got 5 coming out again. Okay, it's time for you guys to declutter. It's time to declutter. And I always tell especially my sister, you need to make space for new things, because my sister, she has so much shit. Like, I thought I had a lot of shit. But my sister, she got so much shit, and I'll be telling her, like, you need to let some of this go so you could make space for new things. It's time to declutter. It's not just about the items that's around us. It's our mindset. It's our energy. Sometimes it's our position. We need to step out that position in order to get a new position. So I just see that this is going on with the world. It's not just us that's on here. This is a worldly thing that's going on. We're about to see major declutter going on. People moving out of their positions. People retiring to open up that space here. It's just a lot of shifting going on here is what I'm seeing. Businesses shutting down so new businesses could rise. People moving off the land so new people could step on this land here. It's just a lot of shifting going on. And that's basically what they meant when they said the dead is trying to rise, like the sleep. They're trying to rise, but they need somewhere to go. Okay. And I even feel like those that are trapped in like the lower realms, some call them hell state realms, right? Those that are trapped there, they're trying to come back to earth. But if souls on earth don't move into this higher frequency, then where are they going to go? Like, so that's what I'm hearing. Spiritual people, if you've mastered your heart, it's time to move over to the nothingness. So those that are in the hell realms can reincarnate and come back to earth. And I'm being told, right, if you like surrender and move over to this nothingness energy, you're probably not going to reincarnate back to earth, which gives those that are trapped in the hell realms the opportunity to take your space while you move up to the higher realms. If you just keep coming back here, we all keep coming back here, then imagine the souls that are waiting to come back here. They're waiting all this time, but we keep coming back here, taking up the same space, and then they don't have opportunity to come and clear their karma. So make sure you're clearing your debt so you really move up to the higher realms here. And then those that are trapped below could come here and do what they got to do so they could rise up. That's what I'm being told here. So we're going to move over to the second part of the dream. Let me breathe for a second, y'all. Before I move on, I'm being told to say, there's a lot of spiritual people out here, right? And they say they're spiritual, they claim they're spiritual, and then they spend all this time clearing their dead, preparing to move up to the higher realms. But while they're in this space of spirituality, They step on those that are trying to tap into it, right? They belittle them. They make them feel bad. Like I said, I was not welcomed into the spiritual community. Clearly, y'all see it. Like, I had everybody trying to stop me. I had the matrix side of the world, the elites, all of them trying to stop me because of the gifts that I embody. I had the spiritual community trying to stop me because there were people thinking that my gift is so powerful, you're going to take my spot. So everything was at me. I was at odds with everything, right? And imagine being, one of those spiritual people that spent all this time building up good karma and the opportunity to rise. But then you remove all of that good karma by stepping on the students that are trying to rise up. And then you keep reincarnating here. Imagine spending 50 years in spirituality just to reincarnate here. And they don't think about that type of stuff. There's like teachers that spent 50 fucking years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years in spirituality just to come back to this motherfucker. Imagine. So it was all pointless. Once you graduate, I understand if you surf through for a little bit. But once you're done with it and there's nothing left, move over to the nothingness so those that are trying to rise can take on. Y'all, I don't see too many spaces opening up in the spiritual community. There's not too many spaces. And if they do open up a space for you, they're probably going to try to cipher your energy. If they do open up a space, it's a lot of energy ciphering when they do let you in. They don't open up spaces in communities unless you're a student paying. Let's move on. Okay. So the second portion of the dream. Okay, second portion of the dream. I was at a house. I was at my sister's house, and I didn't even tell her, but I was at my sister's house, and she was moving in the dream. And I was helping her, like, get rid of things. I was basically helping her pack, preparing to move. And there was a clock underneath the dresser, and I pulled the clock out. And I'm like, wow. She was like, I've never seen that. That's not mine. And remember, you guys, this is all in the dream space. I pulled the clock from under the dresser. The clock was shaped like Africa. If you look on the map, how Africa is shaped, the clock was shaped just like Africa. And she was telling me, that's not mine. I've never seen that. The clock was clear and it had blue neon lights around it. And the clock was moving backwards, like the time was ticking, going down. And it rang, like the clock struck. And when I rose up, I wrote down, Africa is on a timer. You guys need to pay attention to Africa. Okay. I don't know why they're running out of time, but Africa is also going to be something we see in the headlines. They're on some type of timer. Now, I don't know if this is something that's going on behind the scenes with like the elite of Africa and on this side, or if this is something that's just going to show up throughout everybody. I don't know if I was seeing shit behind the scenes that I wasn't supposed to be seeing, but Africa, time is ticking. Okay. Someone said just spoke on Ghana. Yeah, I did speak on Ghana. Africa, time is ticking. My baby just woke up. I'm gonna pull a couple of cards. I wonder if I should spin this off into part 2. Spirit, should I just hold back to part 2 for this portion of the dream, or should we go? Okay. The banker CEO just died. The CEO just died. Y'all see this? Okay, I asked if I should pull back for part 2. That's kind of giving me the energy to go get my baby because her dad does have her. Kind of get back into the real world, my family, my foundation. So I might hold this off for part 2 because that's what I'm getting from that. Okay, that's basically what Spirit is telling me. So I'm going to hold back because I probably need to go really deep into this. But just remember, I'm going to stop here. Africa's on a timer. Okay, I'm gonna get one card. Timer for what? One card here. No, my baby's pulling on me. Let me go give my love to my child here. So we're gonna do part 2 for that. I'm gonna upload this on YouTube, okay? If y'all wanna watch this again, you could comment things down below if you feel like you got some information that we all can read. I'm gonna post it there. Marcosia, type in Marcosia on YouTube, I'll pop up. I send each and every one of y'all love. Part 2 will be coming once I am balanced in the real world again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.